Okay, so this is my pond this morning. You'll see the water is very, very mucky. We've got huge water problems here in Cape Town, so we're not really allowed to use the mains. In fact, we're supposed to use, as individuals, about 50 litres of water a day. So I've been doing whatever I can to kind of get water into the pond. I've been tapping straight off of our deck and off our roof, straight into the pond. I actually need to put some kind of filter system on there because obviously it's coming out quite mucky and this isn't working. But at the same time, I mean, to buy water is incredibly expensive. I bought water the other day and it was literally for 10,000 litres was 6,000 Rand. So if you work that out in dollars, maybe that's about, what, I don't know, $500 for 10,000 litres of water. So it's very, very expensive, but clearly my idea of tapping water from the roof and from the deck into the pond is not working so great. The other thing that I want to look at doing now is putting a proper profi-drum filter on here. I just missed out on a really great setup to buy at a good price. I mean, obviously those things are expensive, but at the same time it's really going to help me with water quality on my main pond. These are the fish that have come back from the show, so you can see that they're looking okay. They've given quite a car ride, so I've been letting them chill for a while, and then also I've only recently started feeding again. I mean, I've cut back on the feeding quite dramatically, almost for up to a month before the show, and I was only feeding brown rice to the fish to get them into condition, and the rest of the time I was just cutting back on feeding completely. So they're getting food again now. It's quite weird when the water gets murky like this, then they start getting a bit shy. Whereas normally if the water was clear, they'd be devouring those pellets. Now they're hanging back a little and acting like they've never seen me before. But yeah, some work to do on the pond. I'm going to take you now and just show you the filter system that I want to be replacing with the profi-drum. So if you guys have got any ideas or suggestions, let me know. If you're using the profi-drum system as well, let me know, because I definitely need to make a plan. This is the filter system. It's basically 4 vortexes in a row. The central 2 vortexes I just basically use to pull out the muck, and then the 2 vortexes on the end are essentially around coldness. There you can see a huge amount of coldness bubbling through the last tank, and essentially the 2 tanks on the edge are exactly the same, and the 2 in the middle are the same. So you'll see I've got a system here. I've got coldness in the middle drum, and then I've got this working as a vortex around the edge. At the moment my pond's quite low because the water level's low. There's my cat checking things out. So this is the system that I want to replace. So what I was thinking of doing is just essentially replacing these two middle vortexes and making a plan with maybe just keeping one vortex on the edge there on the far side and replacing with profi-drum. So essentially 3 drums getting moved out and replaced with a profi-drum. So I'll have to make that work. I've got some very strong bucket showers not flowing at full capacity now because of the water issues, but it's basically a 4-tier bucket shower. Huge amounts of media inside that bucket shower. At the moment it's really just coldness that I've used as media. So I've got coldness, I've got oyster shells. I don't really have any kind of proper media in there, but it's doing a really good job. I mean, I reckon there's at least 1,000 litres or more per bucket shower in terms of capacity. Here you can see the other drum. It's not moving so fast, but you can see fair amounts of movement. I'm not flushing as often as I normally would. I mean, this water issue has really got me stumped quite a bit. Let me see if I can show you the coldness in the center. So there you have the coldness in the center. You can see it's pretty dark, a bit dirty at the moment, but essentially the water has to flow through it to get into that middle standpipe there. So the water goes through from the outside. You'll see there's holes in the barrel through the coldness into the middle pipe. That then comes down through another pipe and into the chamber where I've got the coldness media bubbling through. So it's quite a crude system at the moment, and that's why I want to replace it with a profi-drum. So let me know what you think. I think it's definitely going to help me with water quality, and what I'm also trying to do is get better growth out of the fish. I mean, as much as I'm getting decent growth, I really want to push the fish to get to 80 centimeters and also get some really high quality younger fish in. But obviously at the same time, I first want to do the filter before I actually buy the fish. I want to get the pond as best as it can be to grow them on. So this is essentially the setup. My garden, believe it or not, is actually taking a pounding at the moment. So with the water restrictions, we can't water. So all the household water is pumping into the garden. That's all the grey water. And then, yeah, I do what I can in terms of the pond itself. Obviously, this is a difficult pond to maintain. I mean, it's 24,000 litres. So huge amounts of work in terms of getting water to the pond. So this pond will clear up within a day or so. It's just mucky from the roof at the moment. But as I said, profi-drum maybe is the answer here to get it clearer, but also I need to make a plan in terms of how I get the water coming from the feed off to the pond itself. Finally, the fish are getting a bit braver. It's so weird, when the water's clear they'll hand feed, when it's murky they hide away.